investigations and how it all came about. As I have said, I have had to study this case, sift through psychobabble and facts and truth. I ask that you take nothing from no one as true facts until you see and understand the evidence. My goal is the whole truth, complete, original, and unedited. You will find pure evidence isn't available, but through knowing all available evidence, I believe the truth will speak to you anyway. This is a law enforcement dominant case where credibility will have a huge glaring issue. That in itself is shocking, as you will come to see. I don't believe reasonable doubt is a problem. The problem is, since this happened, what has changed and what is needed for change to happen so they cannot do this again.
All right, that's Brian Flatoff, the guy who stormed in with a gun, took hostage, and caused all of this back in 2015. Kay, it seems like he was trying to use facts of the case to try to persuade the jury to his favor because there was truth into what he had said. There was police corruption, but it did not excuse him coming into the motorcycle shop with a gun, taking people hostage. How do you have a defense for that?
What you have here, what you have here is we have a law that says if you commit a felony and it results in a death, you are automatically charged with that death. You don't have to physically cause that death. So in this case, because Brian Flatoff walked into Eagle Nation, he caused the situation to happen when Michael Funk ran out the door and the two police officers shot and killed him. In my opinion, to which I'm entitled, It just gave him, the police, a free rein of murder because, according to the law, someone else would be charged with that murder,
right?
Which took them off the hook.
Well, he sounded like a kind of an idiot, but you could tell that he kept up with what you guys were doing, what we were been trying to do to bring the facts to light, that there was, as he said, police corruption. However, he was corrupt himself, and he wasn't a vigilante. He tried to make himself out as being some kind of martyr. It's kind of ridiculous. And then he almost he felt sorry, I guess, for ML, because he lost his life. But was he friends with ML? I don't think he was.
No, nobody here knew who he was.
He sounds like he had some kind of remorse, but maybe I'm reading too much into that. Steve Arado, what did you think of the whole case when you saw him? Do you see any remorse?
No, I personally think Brian Flatoff was responsible and was found guilty for everything he did. We just feel that the police were involved and did some things that got covered up. And it doesn't excuse anything Brian Flatoff did.
No, not at all.
But it still let some other Michael Funk's murder get away with it.
All right, so he was convicted of how many counts?
14
felony charges. So he's going to be in the pokey for a long time, would you imagine?
He's looking at, right now, he hasn't been sentenced yet. That's in May. He's looking at 276 years.
All right, so he's not getting out.
No, he's not getting out. He's 48 years old.
Well, that's a good thing. So him off the streets, but a good friend of yours, unfortunately, is dead. And the police officers who did that, where are they? Did they get reprimanded?
No, actually, they got promoted. They were all given medals on Michael Funk's birthday. And the officer that was involved with the shooting that actually shot the most times at Michael from 25 yards away got promoted.
That's unbelievable. So where are we at there? Is there any action that you guys are taking now? I mean, I know you've been fighting this tooth and nail and trying to get some justice for him. What was the very last thing that you were able to do locally? I know that the Post Crescent has been doing a marvelous job. And to my surprise, because of the great coverage, you would think that there would have been some more action done, but it seems like they're, not blushing. They seem like that they couldn't care less, even though the public is aware of the corruption. Is this just business as usual? Can I ask that question? Is this just how business is done in Neenah?
Well, Keith, just let me back you up a little bit on this, okay?
Please.
On the 2012 raid, there's only one federal judge for the Northeastern District of Wisconsin. The 2012 raid was thrown out, not because we didn't have the evidence or anything like that. It was thrown out because, for some amazing reason, our attorney forgot to tell us to go to court that day, and the federal judge threw it out. So then we had a motion to refile, filed by another attorney, explaining that it was the attorney's fault and that we didn't do it. Well, that judge threw that case out. Then Michael Funk's case came before that exact same judge, and that also was thrown out. That's why it's under an appeal in Chicago at the moment.
I see.
The same judge has thrown out everything to do regarding Eagle Nation, whether it was Michael Funk's murder, what Brian Flatoff did here, the 2012 raid. Everything has been thrown out. Not one bit of anything that's ever happened here has gone in front of a jury, and for a jury to make the decision.
And here's the kicker.
It's all been thrown out by one federal judge.
Here's the kicker, not only a promotion, but medals of honor to these officers, and never an apology to the mother or to you.
And the only reason the hostages are alive today, Keith, is because Brian Flatoff didn't do what he said he was going to do.
Yeah. It's just mind-boggling to think that, you can get away with something like that. Sad, and I'm sad for all those that had to go through this, the hostages, Steve, friends and family that are listening to this broadcast right now. And I just want to say that it is one of those sad things that happens in life. One thing, when you hear stories like this, you just want to say, no more. I hope this happens no more. There's not even a repeat. So we're going to ask a few more questions when we come back. We lost you guys for a second, so we didn't hear you guys. So we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, what's been done and where are we going? And I know that you have a wonderful organization, Kay, that you put together. Steve knows about it. What's the organization? What's justice? And what can we do to band together to make sure that these things don't happen again? Unfortunately, when you have corruption at the highest level, where people are supposed to be protecting you, but yet they hide behind the badge, and they have a chief that's good for nothing in the city of Neenah, how in the heck are you going to have any trust that way? And a lot of people don't trust the police in Neenah, Wisconsin because of it. And that Wilkerson, I don't see how he sleeps at night protecting those officers and give them medals of honor. What honor is in that? Somebody's death. You're going to stand in front of the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings and explain yourself one day for that.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people, for the people, for the people is there.
It's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life, man. I was driving. This kid threw a grenade at us. It went right over our vehicle. It was 12 years old.
The shockwave went through my head, rattled up my brain, and left.
Danger is around you 360 degrees at all times, and you can't unlearn that.
It's impossible to describe the sacrifices these men and women have made to protect our freedoms. And the job of rebuilding their lives is massive and growing every day. Many will need the programs offered by the Wounded Warrior Project for years to come.
I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew was I was having nightmares. And when I got released, my reintegration was go check in at the VA, man.
My first coping mechanism was use drugs. Just numb it, don't feel anything.
I was angry. I'm trying to pull myself out of that right now.
Your gift today of $19 per month will honor and empower these veterans so they can aid and assist each other.
The Wounded Warrior Project is a life raft.
I can say this without question that I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for it.
Wounded Warrior Project is the first step, getting back out into the world and reforming yourself outside of the service.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month. You'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket, and your gift will provide critically needed programs that rebuild lives.
That was my first feeling of actually being a part of something bigger than myself again.
Well, I lost a few really close friends overseas, and if I quit, I'm going to let them down, and I'm not about to do that.
I'm learning to face my fears head on. To trust and see what happens at the end.
It's a long process, but I had the drive and desire.
Please, call or go online with your gift right now.
For the people is there.
Your American Heritage. A chilling wind off Boston Harbor whistled and moaned through the rigging of the 3 British merchantmen moored in the inky tides. It was a Stygian December night in 1773. Silently from Griffin's Wharf, 3 rowboats filled with early Americans disguised as Mohawk Indians slipped their lines and stealthily crept to the ship's ladders. Then, aboard, charging into the ship's hold, they shattered the crates of tea and dumped the contents into the harbor. Enough with the taxes and molasses, cloth, newspapers, books, glass, and now tea. We'll show George III we won't take it anymore. Kindling the spirit of freedom, this was the Boston Tea Party. And this has been Don Keyes with an indelible part of your American heritage.
Celebrating your American heritage each weekend on these stations, brought to you by For the People and at forthepeopleshow.com.
A republic, not an empire. And I think we need to get back to those, republic virtues.
Amen.
For the People loves America, and for that reason, we will fight the fake news media with our broadcast, conveying the truth with news and insights that matter. Our dedication to this mission is a group effort to fix America first. Can we count on you today to help For the People? Supporting For the People helps us broadcast on radio and online at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. You can make a one-time donation or become a monthly supporter today and help bring a show that matters to people that want to be in the know without the big media spin. Common sense, family values, and a conservative point of view, all on For the People. To join For the People as we strive to broadcast live across America, log on to forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. All the best. May God bless.
Broadcasting live across America, and to my brother in Japan reminding me, we have an international audience, and we really do. And thanks to Google and Google Analytics, we find that we have over 27 countries that actually join us each week. And on shortwave radio, we do broadcast with 1 million watts around the planet, and we are live today and live throughout the weekend on many of our affiliates that are growing. 75 radio stations now carrying us on the weekends. And we are more popular on a weekend show than we were on the weekday. They just say we want more of For the People, and you got it. Kay Reed, Steve Arado, Mike Peterson in Neenah, Wisconsin. I wish to God we could do something to band together to get at least the idiots out of the that building there they call the government building where the police department is and all that, the freaks of nature that have no blush factor whatsoever. I don't even see how they sleep with themselves, seriously, or their wives respect them. It just confuses me. I don't know. We've been up there several times, done several broadcasts. Kay, what do you say about that?
Keith, we do have a little bit of news for you.
Oh, please share.
I don't know if you heard yet, but Chief Kevin Wilkinson is retiring from the Neenah Police Department in June.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank God. The black cloud is going to be removed. Oh, my God. I mean, what evil. That's so great. I hope he's actually leaving the city. That would be terrific.
We haven't quite gotten there yet, but we're with you on that one.
Wow. You know, just seriously, what an embarrassment to law enforcement. What an embarrassment to the community. I don't see how he can look at himself and show himself